Good afternoon from the Scottish village of Dunure. I am here as part of my Southwest Coastal 300 drive, which is a scenic coastal route around Southwest Scotland. I am now doing the Southwest Coast and I am 6 miles south of Ayr. The harbour is just around the corner that I'll show you in a second, but also this incredible romantic looking castle perched on some cliffs overlooking the sea. There is a lot to see on this part of the journey. If you would like to see all of what this road has to offer, and I can assure you it is a lot, then consider joining me over the next few hours and we'll take that drive together. Let's make a start. Currently just walking along this rocky beach line, and I'm hoping to pass in front of the castle so I can show you the castle itself and also the harbour around the corner, as I said a few seconds ago. It's a lovely area. I can really smell the sea. It is very fresh, or maybe it's more to do with the seaweed that's on the ground here. I'm guessing that when there is a high tide I would be underwater right here, but let me tell you a little bit about the castle that I'm just passing close to. The castle was originally built on the site sometime before the 12th century. The castle that's there now was actually built around about the 15th or 16th century, so it's been there a long time and it is currently ruined, which means that it is mostly broken down and in a state of disrepair. Nobody lives there, but it is a phenomenal sight to see here on the coastline. Continuing that trek across the rocks, I'm just wondering if I can actually get to the harbour this way. It's not far. It looks like I probably can if I climb across these rocks here in front of me. There's the castle up there. What an incredible sight. And the weather over the last few days in Scotland has been very, very changeable. One second it's raining, the next second it's sunny like this. Let's hope we get a bit more sun over the next few days. Just passing the old harbour. In fact, I'm currently perched on the harbour wall, making my way along just to have a look around. The harbour was built in 1811, so over 200 years ago. That is fascinating. Things were very different back then. The fishing fleets that used this harbour, over 30 boats in total, were just jam-packing the harbour area every day. It was a really popular industry, and as a consequence the village flourished. It really started to grow, including railway stations being built and fishing cottages. You can see them behind me there, the white ones. They were built as well to accommodate all the fishermen that were in the area. Unfortunately, as the fishing industry changed, boats needed to become much larger to compete with one another, and as a consequence they couldn't use the relatively shallow water that is in this harbour area. So the fishing industry, sadly, from about the 1960s began to go into decline. One other thing I want to show you, and that is this structure right in front of me. It says there, unsafe listed structure, please do not climb or enter into. It is the original lighthouse that was used to guide fishermen home. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do is jump back in the car now. This is a really pretty place, but I'm going to head on to my next destination. Where that is, nobody knows at the moment, not even me. A strange one for you. I am parked on the other side of the road, you can see just down there, and there is a marker in that lay-by that calls this area and this part of the road Electric Brae. I think that's how you pronounce it. And essentially what's going on, this is a difficult one to demonstrate on the video, but I'll try nonetheless. From where I'm standing right here, it looks like the road is going downhill. However, when you release your handbrake, you actually start rolling uphill. Now, in the old days, they used to believe that electrical forces in the area were overcoming gravity. That was the explanation for it. But we now know it is simply an optical illusion. Interesting nonetheless. If you're passing through, make sure you stop here. It is crazy when you take that handbrake off and start rolling uphill. Just off the main road, there's a little car park and a sign for Turnberry Lighthouse. Half a mile walk, you'll get to the birthplace of King Robert Bruce, the King of Scotland from 1306 to 1329. There are these bollards here, meaning you can't drive all the way up. As it's only half a mile, 10 minutes, I thought I'd give it a go. I am just following that tarmac trail up and I can see the lighthouse ahead of me. I can also see lots of golfers around me. It turns out I'm walking through the middle of a golf course, not just any golf course as well. This is Turnberry, the golf course of Donald Trump, believe it or not. That's what I'm currently walking through. Turns out there are 3 different links courses in this golf club, and I saw the accommodation or the clubhouse, I'm not sure which. There was a lovely white building on a hill. The course has actually been here since the early 1900s. It closed during both World Wars and was used as a military area, and it reopened in, I think, the 1950s, and it was redesigned. Donald Trump didn't purchase it though until 2014. The lighthouse is just ahead of me now, and it looks like this is a tee-off area. I'm not sure exactly where it goes. It's hole 10, 550 yards, par 5, stroke index 9. I've got a feeling it goes all the way over there. Now that is a tough shot. Trying to head round to the front of the lighthouse now. There is a little trail here, but you've got to get it right because it's quite a drop if you don't. See the amazing scenery in this area. So let me tell you that Thomas Stevenson designed the lighthouse in 1873. He was the son of Robert Louis Stevenson, who wrote and produced works such as Treasure Island. There we go. Donald Trump, when he purchased the golf course in 2014, also purchased this lighthouse. It came along with the estate. 1,000 acres of land, and that is Trump Turnberry. I'm back at the sign once again, and I was just thinking to myself, if King Robert Bruce lived in the 1300s and this lighthouse was built in the 1800s, how on earth was he born there? And I think the answer is he was born in the ruined castle that was just next to the lighthouse. It was very, very ruined. There wasn't really much to show. Right, I'm going to get back on the road and get going. And I've stopped again, this time in the town of Girvan, which is a seaside town complete with its own harbour, a nice beach and lots of interesting old buildings. it is halfway between Stranraer and Ayr, so I'm only halfway along my road trip, and incredibly enough, time has got away from me because it is now just an hour from sunset, so I have massively run out of time on this particular journey, but I'm going to make the most out of it. I'm going to have a quick look around Girvan and then I'm going to get back on the road. My main aim here in the town is to find Old Stumpy. Let's see if we can find him. This looks like the high street area with lots of shops, hotels. Still no sign of Old Stumpy though. Some of these buildings are really interesting. Whatever that is, a museum and gallery over there. Looks more like a little miniature castle. Close to the sea now. I thought I would take a look at the beach while I'm passing by. Beautiful row of houses over there. It's turned into a stunning day. The sun is right up there, low in the sky. And both sides of me, you can see these incredible green hills that surround the town, and more houses over there, looking towards the sea and very, very bright in the sunlight. Well, let's see what we've got then. So it looks like there's a long coastal path just behind the beach area. That's nice. Both directions, look at that. And then another sign, I saw one of these earlier. Leave nothing but your footprints on the beach. Some good advice. It looks like you have to walk through a few sand dunes to get to the beach area. I'm not sure whether to walk along the beach back towards the car. Let's have a quick look. Just walking through here. Straight ahead of me, I don't know if you can see, there's an island 10 miles out in the ocean, and it is called Ayrshire Craig. The island is almost one big mountain there on the right hand side. It is 1,000 foot plus, and the beautiful sun. Let's have a look at this beach. Okay, there we go. A mixture of sand and pebbles. It looks like over there in the distance, it is just sand. You can see why people might flock here for their holidays. There we are, so we've seen the beach, we've got my shadow there, we've got some beautiful houses, we've got Ayrshire Craig, we've got the Isle of Arran over there in the distance, but still no Old Stumpy. Walking now through a wooded area close to the town centre. I've got the river out on my left, some pretty nice sandstone red buildings on my right, and straight ahead, or just off to the right I should say, I think I can see Old Stumpy. There he is, the town clock tower. Old Stumpy was built between 1825 and 1827. Then it was attached to a hall a little bit later on, but in 1939 the hall burned down and it left Old Stumpy right there, standing alone in the middle of the high street once again. What an incredible clock tower, and what an amazing way to end my short visit to Girvan. I am now, while I've still got a little bit of light left, going to jump back on the road and drive hopefully the rest of the coastal route towards Stranraer. Night has fallen here in Scotland. The row of white houses that you can see behind me is a little village called Stranraer. This is where the video today is going to end. I am about 6 or 7 miles from Stranraer, which is where I'm staying tonight. Tomorrow I'll be exploring there, but you can just about see the lights of Stranraer across the water. As I say, about 6 or 7 miles away, so I'm going to make that drive around the bay now. And in tomorrow's video I'll show you my accommodation, and I'll also be taking a walk around Stranraer itself before heading off again to continue the Southwest Coastal 300. So thanks for joining me in this video. It's been a really good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.